Hi, welcome to the official YouTube channel of Sharelle Muzic. This is going to be a fun facts video, so let's jump into it. I am from New Orleans, Louisiana. When you think of New Orleans, I know a lot of people think of Creole things, French influenced things. It's the reason why in Louisiana we say parishes instead of counties. And there's famous record labels such as No Limit Records and Cash Money and Jazz. And so those are some of the things that New Orleans is known for. Myself, I'm the third of four children, and that's pretty much about me. So I became interested in singing as a kid. It's been a lifelong interest of mine. I remember one of my first memories in regards to music, it was listening to the radio while I was in the back seat of the car and hearing Patti LaBelle's Right Kind of Lover playing. And I remember being enamored with that song even back in the day and just hearing the way she sung that song. And so I remember that. Other memories that kind of relate to my interest in singing included when I was a child, we used to watch the Mariah Carey Christmas special. We had it on VHS and we would watch it pretty often. Another concert series we would watch was the Michael Jackson Dangerous concert. And so just seeing the way that they were able to have engagement with an audience, whether it was through vocals purely, such as Mariah Carey, or through vocals and performance, like Michael Jackson, just seeing that, that always interests me as a child, and I kept that interest throughout my life. And later, I started getting singing lessons and working on, my own voice, and that's something that I continue to do through today. So singing has always been an interest, a hobby, a love of mine. And speaking of singing lessons and, vocals, things of that nature, in regards to my voice, I like to think, based on my understanding of my voice, I would say that I'm a mezzo soprano. So if you're unaware, alto is, kind of that lower female voice, soprano is that higher female voice, and I would say I have the type of voice that's in the middle. And I would say that I'm more of a on the darker side of the mezzo soprano, and by darker I mean like a lower tone. So if you think of a lighter tone, I think of singers such as Mariah Carey or Ariana Grande who have like that light tone. And then I think of darker tones such as Jasmine Sullivan or Toni Braxton who sing in the lower part of their tone. They're able to hit, higher notes, but their voice seems more comfortable in that lower area. And I think I'm the same way. I'm able to do different notes, but I think I'm more comfortable on that darker side. And then in regards to my range, based on listening to myself and, kind of tracking it, my voice ranges from, this is based on the piano, so it's from around a B2 or A2 sharp. I'm thinking of it from piano. I used to get piano lessons back in the day. So I'm from a B2 up to, if I stretch my voice at its farthest, up to a D6. More than likely, if you're listening to my songs in my album, you'll hear me in the C3 to C5, maybe E5 range. That's what you'll hear on the album. But in terms of my full voice, it's from about a B2 to a D6. And so, regarding voices and singers, you know, I I love tone. I think that's something that attracts my ear, hearing a certain tone that sticks, that's original, something that doesn't sound like they're copying anyone else. I really love those type of tones. And so my favorite singers include, it's not everyone, but some of my favorite singers include Mariah Carey. I love, the vastness of her voice. Like, she can pretty much hit any note on the piano. And like I said, her voice, to my ear, sits high, but she's able to go low. For instance, on songs such as My All, she could go, kind of low on that, even though her voice sits at a higher place. Um, I love Brandy's voice, the way that she stacks those different vocals, and she's really particular in how she sings her music. I really love that, like that, you know that technique. I love the way that her voice sounds in terms of technique. And it's so interesting I mentioned those two because those are the first two, like, CDs I bought, because back in my day, music was on a different format. And so the first two CDs I bought were Never Say Never and Butterfly. So I automatically think of those two singers who don't sound anything alike, but I really enjoy their voices. So in terms of like vocals, I think of those two. I also think of Beyonce. Uh, I think she's a mezzo soprano like myself, and I just love the different things that she can do with her voice. Even as her voice has changed over time, she's maintained the power and strength of her voice, and the technique has never gone away. So I really love that. And in terms of songwriters, I really enjoy Alicia Keys. I love the way that she writes her songs, especially like off the top of my head. I'm thinking of that Element of Freedom album. I, I bought that on a hard CD, back before there was streaming, there were CDs. And I remember open the booklet and just reading that she was the writer, the singer, and the producer. And right now, that's what I am with my songs. I'm the writer, I'm the singer, I'm the producer, I'm the arranger. And so she was a big inspiration because she does the exact same thing. She does 100% of it on several of her songs, even on her most recent album, Keys, which I enjoy. I really love the way she writes her songs. I love the way that she conveys the emotions of her songs. Another songwriter that I really enjoy is Taylor Swift. I love how she uses metaphors and how she'll relate an idea in the beginning of her song to the end of her songs. Like, she'll bring that idea back around. I think I use that technique as well. So those are some of my favorite singers. And so that's just some information about me for this first fun fact video. Let me know in the comments if you have any particular questions, and I'll do this every once in a while with just, some fun facts about myself. So continue to listen to the music. I really appreciate the support, and until next time, XOXO.